Well, hello. I had forgot, and I was making some chicken salad. I was taking that chicken that we had from Sam's, and I was gonna debone it. So that's what I did. Is I took enough off to where I could make Mother and I a sandwich. I chopped it real fine, and then I added pepper and salt, little cardamom, and some chopped onions. And if I'd had some pimentos, I would have added them to give it a little color. But I didn't have any pimentos after I looked. I don't know what I've done with them. I bought a new jar, but Billie Jean probably hid them somewhere. I have no idea. So I just take our croissant like this, and I take the pimento, well, it's not pimento today. I take our chicken spread, and I just put that on half. I used to make these for ladies' luncheons and anything. You can use this and use up your chicken, these rotisserie chicken or any fried chicken, however you want, and just, I see some of those will fall, but if you just put it like that and then you turn it over, you've got a beautiful little sandwich there that's good. You can cut them into bite size with your serrated knife, and that always is very, very good. I've already made a couple more here, and I use up the bread so that I make this, like in the holidays, I will make a plate of these. While people come, they're hungry. You can use turkey in this. They're hungry when they get to your house, and then they have to wait on lunch. Well, make some of these up. Just make some little turkey or chicken sandwiches. Cut them in small bites like this. And then your guests can have something to eat. The kids especially, they get hungry before it's time to eat lunch. You'll have these little turkey or chicken croissant sandwiches. We turn this main light off so we can see these. And that's always good to keep people from starving to death before the time to eat the turkey and the dressing and the ham and all that. But this is what Mother and I are going to have today for lunch. So let me get this kind of picked up. And rinse this off and get my hands there. Okay. Get my board dried off and get this kind of dried off. Yeah, those make, now if I had some little olives, I'd just take pieces of olives and put them on there. But what I did is I put that in with you do use the Duke's mayonnaise or any kind of mayonnaise. Today I didn't have Duke's, so I used this, the real mayonnaise. That's what you want. You don't want Miracle Whip. It makes it seem too salty to me. So I always just use a regular mayonnaise with a little garlic. And that always is such a good treat. Okay. Now then, I'm going to get the jelly pot. I'm going to get the jelly pot, and I'm just going to put the bones from the chicken, the skin, all of it into this. I don't want to waste a darn drop. Get that. There still could have been quite a bit of meat on that pull off. Let me get some water out of my hydrant that's got the filter on it. So now I've just covered that with water. And I'm going to turn the fire on. And if I can, I pull some of these so you can break those. You can break these and get them down underneath the water so they cook a little more even. Now I'll get me some Demon DeLuca garlic. Just a little bit, just to kind of give the juice some flavor. Let me get a little bit of onion. Had that onion left over this morning. Let me get that. I'm going to get some celery. Okay. Let me get our lunch out of the way. It's already 2 o'clock, but we eat a late lunch because of the quiche this morning. Okay, so I got my celery. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my onions so I don't waste those. Get those in the pot. See, this was all the quiche that we ate this morning. Mother didn't eat any. I ate 2 pieces. I can eat quiche all day long, but this was good. It's really good. If you'll make that quiche, then you'll have something on hand if you're hungry. If you don't like quiche, then I'm sorry. Let me get over here by the sink and cut this. Now I'm going to just chop. I'm going to go ahead and just chop some of these leaves into this. Because celery is so good for you. It's so good for you, and I just chop them and get them all over the place. Now I guess y'all heard about what I told y'all about this morning. The lives were my fault for them cutting out. The lives didn't cut out. The voice was. I'd be saying one thing, and my lips would be saying something else. It's my fault. I didn't pay the bill, so forgive me. But I've had so much going on, y'all. I don't know if I'm washing or hanging out the clothes. Matter of fact, I needed to put a load of clothes on right now. A while ago, I got a phone call, and even it's Saturday, to go to see my hepatologist. Let's put these in our pot, our chicken pot. Look at all that. Look at all that. Okay. So now I can go see my hepatologist because I've been waiting on a new hepatologist. And I was concerned Now what I do, y'all, let me get a bag. Oh. Okay, I had to stop for a minute. Turn off the camera, you didn't know it, but I had to go give Mother a couple of these so she could. Them are really good when you do these like this. They're so good. And I told y'all, I said I bought that big deal of croissant, or I'll make them, and we've got 2 left since a few days ago. So these I'll have a couple for lunch, and then I may have a couple more for after a while. Okay, I've got me a bag to put these carrots in because I don't want to keep them in that bag. These are getting older, a little older. What I do is I buy these carrots that are like you make the vegetable trays out of. Then I don't have to peel them. I don't have to do nothing to them, but just cook with them. So it's so much easier when I use these. You know, and I just chop them up, put them in my pot, It doesn't take no time to chop them. So that's what we're going to do. Let me get some of these chopped up and get in our pot, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, I chopped about 1.5 cups. And that's what, let's get the air out of this so we can use that later on. Let me get one of my stir that around so that can start. That meat, see, is starting to just come off of the bone. And that's what you want for a good chicken soup. Let it sit there. Let me put some butter in it. That just gives it a good flavor. Probably 2 dollops, big dollops of butter. Of course, I'm going to put a teaspoon of cardamom. Want some thyme in it. About a teaspoon. We've already put our garlic, you know, into it. So let's get that. See how that's doing there. Okay. Now we'll let that boil on down so we can have, so we can get that chicken off of those bones. Which it will come off and you'll just pull those bones out. You can't hardly see that. I wish you could. Let me turn that down. So I want to cook it on slow. So let's put it about, see how that's cooking down there? Those bones and all that's becoming a good stock chicken soup. That's already coming off those bones pretty well. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, so I decided I just put the I get these bags that are big enough for my little Prairie Baby plates, and I can just set that into the refrigerator. Then on the quiche, I do the same thing. Kinda. Not exactly, but kinda. I take one of my bags. Now, if you made this quiche, follow the recipe. It's an easy recipe. You saw that this morning. And if you'll do that, cut your quiche. If you're just one person, even when I didn't have mother at my house, and it was just me, I made this quiche because it's healthy for you. Plus, you have something to eat and it's quick. So just come out. So you just put those into your little Ziploc, because they won't last long with me. Because I can eat this for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And then you don't have to get out the eggs, get out the pan, get out this, get out that. You just take this, put it on your paper plate, put it into your microwave, and just heat it for a little bit. That's all you have to do. So it's a win-win situation. If you like the flavor. I don't. So a lot of people don't care for eggs. You can use egg whites. You don't have to have egg yellows. You can use egg replacer. You can do it with more potatoes. You can do it with a cream filling. There's just a lot of ways that you could call it a quiche, but you could improvise. Okay, I took a little gander of that chicken stock there, and it needs more garlic. So I always do quite a bit of garlic because it helps you during this time of weather. Chicken soup's good for you, but too, the antibiotic properties that garlic has, it's also very good for you. So now see, that's a good chicken soup stock. I don't know if I can, yeah, it's not too hot. You see how that, I don't know if I might could bring that in a little bit, just so you can see how that, see, now you'll let that cook down some more. And these bones, see, that chicken will just come off of those bones. That's pretty hot. But I don't know if I can get that. See how they just come off of the bones? That chicken. Let me get me a little paper here. See how that just comes off of that. Then you take it out of that, and you'll be left with chicken. Basically chicken. So that's good. So now I think we're okay. Let's just cut that off. Now we've got our few little chicken bones. And you want to get that old skin out of there. See that old skin? You don't want, you don't want that skin in there. There's a couple of carrots. Like, it's not going to matter, but I don't like wasting. Now on this piece of chicken, Sometimes if you just let them sit a little while, they'll go ahead and have some more skin. Let's get that off there. Don't want that old skin in it. See how beautiful that is? That's a good chicken soup. A good chicken soup. Today is kind of warm. Wait, the reason I'm making this because Sunday it's going to be cold and we'll need chicken soup. So, there's an old leg. Look at that old leg. So you can go through here and pick out. There's a wing. Now the wing has good meat on it, but it's too hot right now. I'm just going to take it out. I'll just go through here. There's an old neck. Wring that old chicken neck. Now that has meat on it too, but it's too hot. You want to be careful. You can always has the pulley bone. Okay. See, some of that still needs to sit in that liquid. You kind of dunk it down under there, finally that meat will come off. There's some more skin. Get that old skin out of that. I don't. See, look at that good meat and stuff. Got that good meat and all that in it. Try to get that chicken just usually will pull off there. Let me see if I can, what I need to do probably is let that all cool down. So let me get one of my froggy things here, and I'll just take these bigger pieces out to let them cool, because I don't like now see, this will cool out of that liquid, but I don't like letting my liquid, here's another one. I don't like my liquid to get too hot because I'm going to do the noodles. And it's like having to heat it right back up. I don't like that, but I think that looks pretty good, but there's a big old hunk of chicken in there. I'm going to let this cool some more here. Let's see if I've got any. Most of these are just chicken, and there's a couple bones in that. Okay, we'll just let this cool. All this right here cool. And then I'll be back. Okay, I just got this quiche pan that I had just took that quiche out of. I thought there's no sense in dirtying another pan. And I'm just sitting here, and this is cooled well enough that I can get these small pieces of chicken off of here into my pot. Plus I can lay it down on this platter and take that on off there. Get all that chicken off. You don't want to waste. There's some big pieces of chicken on that. Still, I just have to have a little coaxing. Just a little bit of coaxing to get them off. That's that old back. See, that's pretty well picked there. This, I think, was pretty well picked. There's that old neck. Look at that old neck. It's got meat on it, but it's not much meat. It's a dark meat. There's that wing. You know, wings have a lot of bones. They have meat in them. I don't want that fat. Okay, we'll get that. This here, I think, there's a carrot. Let's put it in there. Okay, so now we've got that taken care of, so that can go. Let me go ahead and check again down in here, because there's still going to be some bones, I'm pretty sure. And you have to be careful, especially if you got kids, children. You want to make sure all those bones are out of that. There's some old, and the best way probably for me to do that, which I usually do, is strain that out of there. So, that's another way of doing it. Let me get a bowl. I'll get one of my strainers, and I will just strain that out of there, and then I can see for sure. Some days my brain works, some days it don't. And today's one of them, I bet y'all. And that's some good chicken broth there. Now, if you want to make your bone broth, you have to cook that down for about 5 or 6 hours. You know, it takes a long while to make bone broth because it cooks all those. See these carrots? Let's see. They're almost done, but not quite. You see, I can see down in here, and it looks pretty. There's a bone, see? You just have to be careful because there'll be some small bones. Like these little bones. That's the pulley bone, part of it. One of its pieces is gone. Okay, so I got the kitchen kind of cleaned up. I got the dishes kind of cleaned up. Picked through all of this, so I'd make sure there was no bones. And I'm pretty sure I got them all. So now I'll take my broth. I'm going to reincorporate that into my pan. Let that get up there and get to boiling so we can go ahead and get this. See that butter that I put in there made that really a nice yellow coloring. Now that'll make a good soup. I haven't tasted this. Let's see. We'll give it a test spoon. Gotta have salt. I'm just gonna put about a teaspoon though. Salt gets everywhere, especially when Billie Jean does it. Tell you what. Okay, I'm gonna use my Giovanni Rana, the linguine noodles. And I know y'all probably think I got a stock in this company. I have nothing to do with this company. I just like these noodles. Any kind of their noodles, I love them. They're quick. They come out perfect. If you're not going to make your own noodles for chicken and dumplings or lasagna or spaghetti, this is who you need to. Let me get this out of the way, y'all. Get this mess cleaned up. Okay. I finally bought some flour. This is a Shawnee's Best flour. It's made in Shawnee, Oklahoma. We're going to try it. I've used it years ago, and grandmother used it years ago. I'm going to get my big Picoleus cutting board because I need it right now for these. I'm going to take these Giovanni Rana. Now y'all will know that package. It's got his photograph, some man's photograph. And I want the linguine for the chicken soup. Tortellini, linguine, all of that you can get. But I don't want it long like spaghetti or anything. So I'm going to just spread this out here. And I'm going to cut these. Now, this will thicken that soup. The flour off of just cutting these and dropping them in there. I don't think I'll have to put a thickener in it. I wish y'all would write in and tell me if you like these Giovanni Rana noodles. Because I do. And I'd like to know what y'all think about them. I just get that boil in there. See how that looks good there. Let me see how much liquid, because you gotta have enough liquid. I really think we'll probably have to add. Let me get my. I'm gonna add some water to that because I want those noodles to be done. So let's get that on up to rolling boil. I add about a cup of liquid water. We'll get that boiling there. That doesn't take long, especially on these old electric stoves. See, I started out around lunchtime and it's already nearly 3 o'clock. That's all right because we've already had our little bit of lunch. The chicken salad sandwich. Mother and I both have to eat something because of our blood sugars. And I think that did well today. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Now we're going to get that up to a rolling boil. Now I've told y'all before, when you buy pasta that's in the bags and it's dry and it's hard, you put cold water in your pot and put your pasta in. You don't wait till it starts to boil, because your pasta needs all that time in the world to take its little bath and to get soft and then to cook. But now with this kind of pasta that is, if you make it homemade or you buy it that's in the refrigerator section, you wait till your pot gets to boiling, because you don't want to overcook the noodles, and it don't need as long as those little socked up dried weenie noodles, little noodles. It don't need as long. So that's a boiling. So now we can just add our pasta to that. Stir it around. Now see that frothing? That tells me that the flour is dispersing out into that. So let's get our put it in there. Get it all in there. Gotta have it. Gotta have that. Never do that on my chopping board right next to me, because I never know when I'm gonna have to chop. Let's see that white foam? That's showing me that that flour is dispersing. So let those cook down and that'll thicken that. We'll watch it boil a minute and then we'll. Now I don't know, since we added the water, how much thickening. Let me put a couple of bay leaves in here while I'm. But don't forget to take your bay leaves out. You know, I'll put 3 in there. Just dunk them down in there. That gives it a good chicken soup. I just had forgot about them till I set them out here and I forgot. But this is about right time you could add your spices. Now we're watching that, see? Want that to boil on down and get those noodles. Like I told you, those noodles, yeah, running noodles doesn't take any time. No time at all. It says it's already thickening up some. Remember, don't forget the bay leaves. Don't forget these leaves to take them out. It'll make it have a good flavor, but you don't want to serve that to somebody. Like, why you got leaves in your food? See how that's getting thicker? Now you cook that till your pasta is done. I really don't do it al dente, which is to the tooth, but I cook it a little more. Now you don't want to cook it too much, so let's go ahead and turn that off and just let that sit here. This will give us a pan of good noodle soup. Let's check our noodle. Check our noodle. It's done. It will be. It's soft. It's edible right now. It's fine. Need a little more salt. I mean, a little more pepper. I can't do without my pepper. Yeah, that's some good soup. It's got a good flavor. Now we'll just let them bay leaves steep down into that soup. Okay, y'all. That's a good chicken soup if I ever saw any. Sure is. that'll finally, see how there's the, let me pull that up here. Pull that down. See that? There's your bay leaf. But you don't want to take it out right now. I'll let it sit in there and kind of cool. All right. So there is our big pan, our big pan of chicken noodle soup. Gosh, wish y'all was here to eat with us because this is a lot of soup. Probably make a pan of cornbread to go with that, or do anything you want to do. But this is a good way to use that turkey. You can make it into chicken noodle soup, or a turkey noodle soup, or a ham noodle soup. Just like, it's a lot better than any store-bought because you're not getting all those old byproducts. And that's what you want, is to have natural food in your body. Because I think if people ate a lot more natural food in their body, they wouldn't have all these autoimmune disorders and all these things happening that we never heard of years ago, because our ancestors ate out of the garden. They ate wholesome food, and that's what's wrong with everything. So I try to, since I have the liver disease and now the cancer, I try to eat as healthy as I possibly can. And Mother, she has always ate healthy. There were times in her life that she didn't. She had to eat out of cans and stuff, but basically she grew up on a garden, fresh meats, on that farm, and she'll be 94 birthday in April. So there is something to it. I really believe there is something to it. Okay, so there's our today's chicken noodle soup. And if you were sick, there have been a scientific experiment that the broth from chicken soup has the certain molecules and certain properties in it that does heal a cold faster. So if you have a cold, or if you feel like you're getting a little under the weather, make you a pot of chicken noodle soup. If you have leftovers for Christmas, make some turkey noodle soup. And that's all I can tell y'all right now. God bless you, God bless us, God bless the United States. And I do hope y'all make use some of this. Let me know if you do. Bye-bye.